1 FM on YouTube, and our YouTube page is Xylophone Media. And in both cases, Xylophone is spelled Zylofon. Zylofon. We are also live on Xylophone TV. Oh my God. For the next hour, we're going to be looking at our own country and also be looking at our own continent. I am so happy to be with you. Remember, in this segment, we normally don't like to criticize, let alone insult. But if we must criticize to build, we would criticize to build and not to destroy. If we must insult, my brother, my sister, to build, we will insult to build. My brother, my sister, and remember, I am not always right. You have your opinions, I have my opinions. But I try as much as possible to be as objective as possible and as right as possible. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunumo. Now let's get into action. My brother, my sister, I'm taking my very first reading from my Joy Online, and this one was published today, the 16th of November. This was published yesterday, right? No, today. The 16th of November, 2021. Early at dawn, just before 4 a.m., this was published. And I read, I sincerely apologize for the picture used for sound winning at Keta. And this is attributed to Afenyo Markin. Who is Afenyo Markin? Let's read on. The Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Markin, has apologized for using a photo purportedly of sound winning activities in Keta in the Volta region, which turned out not to be the case. He rendered the apology on Joy News's PM Express on Monday, November 15. I sincerely apologize for relying on this picture. I render an unqualified apology. We reasonably relied on this picture in an article. The source has since pulled down, and I apologize, and it was not intended to mislead. If it was so, we wouldn't have handed over all the documents, he told Evans Mensah. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the Deputy Majority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Markin. At least he is man enough to come out and say, listen, we made a mistake and we are sorry about it. Now, politicians can be as adamant as possible. They know that they are wrong, yet they will never accept that they are wrong, as if accepting that you are wrong makes you less of a human being. We have seen times without number how politicians have behaved so obstinately. My brother, my sister, now if you check it out, somebody like Osafo Mafo, who was caught on tape spewing out tribalistic, irresponsible talks, talking about the fact that, listen, in Ghana, if you are not from any part of it that has mineral resources, you should never be president. We heard that tape. It was played on radio over and over. Even his own party agreed that this was him talking. But the arrogant politician refused to ever come out and apologize. We have seen how the president of the republic, the pot-bellied, oversized suit wearing president, the private jet happy president, how he refused to apologize to a local chief right there at Aflau after disrespecting him in public. Up till now, Ghanaians are yet to hear a word of apology from the arrogant president. We can go on and on and on and on. So if a man like Afenyo Markin comes out to say, listen, we made a mistake, we are sorry, we apologize, I give him thumbs up. But let's get deeper into this. What are we talking about? My brother, my sister, hear me now. Sea defense wall that we all have been crying for, right there in Keta in the Volta region, because the sea was gradually gaining grounds over residents, over people's businesses. My brother, my sister, we have been decrying this slowness for a very long time. Just a couple of weeks ago, the sea decided to get furious again, and it went on the rampage in Keta, destroying property and animals, flooded the whole area. My brother, my sister. And then Keta people started crying. Well-meaning Ghanaians decried this situation. Why did the people decide to cry so loudly? Number one, this has been a very big issue, but a flippant government would always play down on this. They see it as scaremongering. People are just crying wolf for nothing. In Ghana, our politicians always see very serious issues as scaremongering. They are flippant leaders. My brother, my sister, they think every serious issue is a cry wolf issue, until the reality sets in. And then they come a shade too late, trying to deal with the situation. By what time it would have gone out of hand. My brother, my sister, the Keta issue was a very serious one, and is still very serious. If you have a president who wants to be president at all costs, will promise you heaven and earth, would even promise you angels of God coming down here to assist you with everything. A president who wants to be president at all costs, after promising human beings heaven and earth, he was not satisfied. He went to God himself and promised him a cathedral. That was how reckless this president was. Because he wanted to be president at all costs, he went around making promises that he knew he would not be able to fulfill. As if that was not enough, he went to God, the Almighty Father, the old man above, and promised him a cathedral. Now reality is setting in. Cathedral has become negative. He's sitting down there. He's coming to us to contribute money for him to be able to fulfill his promise to God. At the time he made that promise, my brother, my sister, we were not there. At the time that he knelt before the wall in Israel, we were not there. When he was sitting in Trotros drinking Calipo and promising you that fuel prices were going to come down, and because of irresponsible leaders, better still, kakistocratic leaders in this country would be better under him. So he went to Keta and promised them that he would deal with the issue. A pot was going to come to them on a silver platter. In order to satisfy his foot soldiers, he brought a CEO to man over a port that did not even have a single brick as foundation laid. And that CEO has been paid from the time they installed him as a CEO over nothing till now. So the sea, in order to teach this president a lesson, decided to come out to the people. If Muhammad would not go to the mountain must come to Muhammad. Now this president has realized that no, we made a mistake, a deliberate mistake of promising things that we could not honor. Fuel prices would go down. Now it has become a whole albatross around your neck. We will build a port in Cape Coast. Now you say it's nothing but a foolish promise. True or false? Are these my words? These are not my words. The president said that it is a foolish promise to build a port in Cape Coast when there is already a port in Elmina and one in Takoradi. These are not my words, brethren. My brother, my sister, at the end of it all, The port that was supposed to be built right there in Keta is only a fleeting illusion. It is only a non-entity. It is only living in abstract, no reality. He has not apologized to the people of the Volta region. He has not given them any assurance. And President Kufuor, who should have been a better nationalist, rather came to support him. That the Mahama administration and the NDC blew the money that was supposed to be used to build that sea defense wall and whatever. You saw that Mahama had blown the money, but you still came and promised the people that you would deal with the situation. Now the people are waiting for you to deal with the situation. You are referring them to Mahama and his NDC blowing the money. Does it make sense, brethren? These are some of the things that make me angry. And when I go angry and I start spewing out words, some people see that to be disrespectful. Today I'm going to try to keep myself, my brother, my sister, in the echelons of courtesy and leave it there. Hear me now. Afenyo Markin is saying that he's apologizing. What point were they trying to make with those fake pictures? To make it look like the people of Keta are irresponsible. Listen, Afenyo Markin was trying to portray a picture of the Keta people being irresponsible. Look, oh, they want a sea defense wall. We are trying to do what we can do, and they are sand winning. And if you are sand winning, it means that you are defeating the sea defense wall. And therefore, when the sea starts invading and rampaging the area, it means that it's your own foolishness, right? But the God that we worship is not asleep. He has exposed the lie mongers. He has exposed the sleepiness of the sleepy-dent president. He has exposed all these people who have been unleashed on us to slaughter us with lies. Afenyo Markin, first and foremost, I appreciate you for telling the truth at least and accepting that you would smoke the pipe. As to what kind of pipe it is unto you. Whether it is the humble pipe or the humble pie, whatever is in that pipe or the pie, you decide. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, to the people of Keta, my God have mercy. You have a CEO of a non-existent port. It's almost like saying you have a CEO of a stadium that has not been built. And he's been paid for only God knows all these years for being CEO over nothing. And Nana Akufo-Addo tells us that he is protecting the public purse. And when Catholic bishops in their cassocks and holy water and communion, in fact, surrounded with holy smoke, come out of this and tell us that, hey, the president that we all believed was going to protect the public purse as he told us is nothing but a liar. And you take offense. You are looking for Catholic bishops to desock. They are wearing their cassocks, right? So you want to decassock all of them. But, my brother, my sister, when reality stares at you in the face, man up to be able to speak up and face the bull by the horn. I leave it here. I'm going to tackle the next thing, and it's important to us. My brother, my sister, today we have a number of things, and I need us to go through them one after the other. Some of them are truly painful, but we need to look at them. There's this other thing on my Joy Online, and it says, Rawlings hated democracy. He was dragged to it, kicking and screaming. And this is from a gentleman called Jima Buedi. Let's find out who he is. The board chairman of Afro Barometer, Emmanuel Jima Buedi, has emphatically rejected the claim that late former President Jerry John Rawlings is the father of Ghana's Fourth Republic and by extension a hero of democracy. According to the former executive director of CDD Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings did not believe in democracy. And when the system of governance was thrust upon him, he treated it with disdain. The man did not believe in democracy. He said to himself, and the records are public, this father never wanted the child. The child was forced upon him, and he showed his disdain by abusing the child. Jim Abuedi said in an opinion piece, my brother, this is public knowledge. Rawlings was certainly not a Democrat. Those of us who are too young to know who Rawlings was, this was a man who did not believe in democracy. That's true. By the barrel of the gun, he became a leader. When Hillary Liman was made president and democracy was supposed to be on its course, this same man came and overthrew him. When democratically we all say that no matter how bad the president is, we will have only two options. One, either to impeach him, or two, to remove him via the ballot box during elections in 4 years. Hillary Liman was removed from 1979 when Rawlings came in, and Hillary Liman came in 1981 December. Liman was kicked out in barely 1 year of being president because this man had become power hungry. He was power, in fact, he was being strangulated by lack of power. He had enjoyed being at the helm of affairs, and he was ready, my brother, my sister, to do anything to grab power again. He kicked out Hillary Liman. Is this a Democrat? I remember when we were told that we had to go for democratic elections. I saw the look on his face when he announced it on TV. Some of you are so young, but you can still check out the videos. He didn't want it. Rawlings at a point was treating Ghana like his own baby. He could turn it upside down, turn it inside out, anyhow he wanted it. But the pressure from outside the country, the pressure from within, that was why we all ran to the MPP to get this man out. We all supported Kufuor when he came into power. When he was campaigning, we supported him because we're tired of Rawlings' anti-democratic antics. Rawlings is one of the worst rulers that we have had in this country, and that is true. The only person Rawlings would be better than probably would be Nana Addo. We all saw how Rawlings and his goons beat and killed people, and they have never ever answered for this. We all saw how when Rawlings came into power, I was only 5 years old. But my brother, my sister, I saw how soldiers treated us like slaves all over Ghana. We saw soldier men, even as little children, and knew that these were demons, and we ran, and we didn't care where we were running to, whether it was hell or it was a ditch or whatever. It was safer than meeting a soldier man. If I am lying, those of you in my age group and even older, tell me. Yes, he did some good things, left, right, and center. But innocent Ghanaians lost their lives. They lost their lives for things that he and his goons did later. So when people say Rawlings, oh, the father of democracy in Ghana, in the Fourth Republic, whatever, he had no choice. Yes, he might have been a patriot, but he was a bloody patriot. Bloodthirsty patriot. And we say this everywhere. We saw how Rawlings and his goons slaughtered their so-called enemies. You dared not speak. There was a time in this country, there was a serious culture of silence. We were not supposed to utter anything. My brother, my sister. And if you had a conflict with a man and later got to know that he was related to a soldier man, you let him take everything. If you had a conflict with a man and you heard that the man had a son who was a soldier, forget it. Soldiers were demigods under Rawlings. He had no choice. We were young, we were little children, but we saw all his antics. We appreciate him for one or two things that he did right. But in the interim, Rawlings cannot be seen as the father of democracy for the Fourth Republic. No, sir. His regime has been the bloodiest in the history of this country. In fact, I dare say that slavery in Ghana did not claim as many souls as Rawlings did in his bloody regime. Do you know how many people were shot and killed? Some of them chased all the way to Navrongo and shot because of 200 cedis. Some of them, my brother, my sister, were not even given the opportunity to defend themselves. Soldier men, my brother, my sister, paraded this street and made nonsense out of the police. In the days of Rawlings, the so-called revolution, policemen were nothing. Police stations became goat homes. They became pens for goats. They became kraals for cows. In the days of Rawlings' revolution, who was the policeman? Everything was about the soldier. And when you went to any police station, it was goats and sheep that were in there. So what this guy is saying is nothing but the truth. And of course, Rawlings did some shades of brilliance. Yet, we saw that as well. If Kalabule, he came to fight that, he did some other things, my brother, my sister. But all in all, we are talking about him being the father of democracy. And he himself even mentioned that about himself when he granted interviews in Germany and other places, that he was the one who brought the democracy to the people. What democracy? When you removed Hila Liman and turned him into a drunkard until he died a painful death. Hila Liman, when he was overthrown, became very, very sad and sick. Under house arrest, he became a drunkard. I met Hila Liman personally in Tamale when he came on his campaign trail and he shared some of these terrible things that how can I be voted as president? And within 1 year, I'm overthrown. And the man who gave me the power, or who handed over power to me, is saying that there was corruption within 1 year. Is this the father of democracy? You can love this man, you can love Rawlings and love him for whatever he did, but the reality is still the reality. I leave it here. I'm going to tackle the next thing. And you see, we said these things when he was still alive. So it's not about, because he's now dead, so we have to go and write and revise and give him accolades that he does not deserve. No, that's hypocrisy. We'll leave it there. Same way we're talking about Edu Boayin as a hypocrite. When Edu Boayin died, we still gave him a crown of hypocrisy. When President Kufuor finally dies and we have the opportunity to make a speech, we shall say it the way it's supposed to be said. We won't give him accolades and crown him the King of Kings when he was not one, just because he's dead. Because over here, we say not bad things about the dead. Even if they were demons, they suddenly become angels when they die. May you never turn a demon into an angel when they die. Amen. I'm going to tackle the next thing, brethren. And this one is coming from City Newsroom. And this one was also published today. November 16, 2021, written by one Marian Ansa and Kojo Ajimai. Two of them wrote one story. That's beautiful. It says, government considering a ban on charcoal export. Government considering a ban on charcoal export. That's Abdullahi Jinapo. Abdullahi Jinapo. Who is Abdullahi Jinapo? I read. The Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo, says the government is considering placing a ban on the export of charcoal. Ghana is home to a thriving charcoal export business, especially in the 5 regions of the north. Analysis say this has largely contributed to deforestation in those areas. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Jinapo, said the level of devastation caused by charcoal trade demands bold decisions, which include placing a total ban on the export of charcoal. You hear? So this is a minister who is treading cautiously. He's saying that a ban on the export. Did you hear that? Export of charcoal. This means that, oh, you can produce charcoal for your personal business. You can produce charcoal for the rest of Ghana. Oh, you can produce charcoal for any other thing, any other demand within the country. But it should not leave the borders of this country. Ye koya and I say ye buy. Be bold. Grow the balls and ban this nonsense. My brother, hear the minister. That's why I normally like to read some of these things at least a bit so you will get the correct import. He says charcoal business. He calls it a business. And that business thrives in the 5 northern regions. Did you hear that? That the charcoal business thrives in the 5 northern regions. My brother, those of you who are outside and you don't know what it means to say northern region, is the driest in the whole country. The driest place in Ghana is in the northern region. And as it is said that it is dry, so does it come with treelessness. Treelessness. If a place is dry, it means that it has desert conditions. Depending on where exactly. My brother, my sister, the 5 northern regions have been bedeviled with dryness. My brother, my sister, at the same time, these areas are all in the savannah. That means that those of you who studied a little bit of geography, what are savannah conditions? Grasslands, but fewer trees. Charcoal is not made from grass. Charcoal is made from trees. You already have treelessness. And the business, in quotes, is thriving in your treelessness. What it means is that you are selling water on the desert. Already you live in an area where water is a crisis. The small water that you have, instead of taking care of yourselves, you are drilling it out and making business out of it. My brother, what has happened to climate change? What has happened to deforestation? You see, meanwhile, the Minister of Agric is bold to say that a lot of the food comes from the north. In the savannah conditions, when trees are felled, very important trees, and recently it came out that the best charcoal can be had from shea nut trees. Hear me. The best charcoal comes from shea nut trees. One, shea nut trees are so medicinal. Shea nut trees are the cocoa of the north. The more you cut down your cocoa and burn the cocoa and use the whatever comes out of it as charcoal, the more your cocoa diminishes. How can you ever bridge the gap between the north and the south? You sit down there and you keep shouting, and we are not getting equal, blah, 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 equal, blah, blah. But you are sitting down there and burning your own cocoa. If life gives you lemons, what do? You make lemonade out of the lemon. Somebody won't understand until he drinks cocoa tomorrow morning. Bright in the corner where you find yourself, you don't have cocoa. No cocoa can grow there. Go to Boku and say you are growing cocoa. All the malams of Boku can come out and write Rugutu. All the priests in Boku can come out and pour holy water. All the prophets in the world can come and prophesy unto your cocoa farm. Not a seed will grow, because you don't look for cow dung where there are no cows. Are we making sense? Are we making sense? My brother, so if the cocoa of the north is share nuts, and the people, according to the minister, are doing a big business with killing the cocoa, you have to kill it before you get the charcoal. It means the people are doomed. The minister should not snail himself around these activities. The minister should not play the tortoise around this issue. There must be a total ban on charcoal use. Total. When the world is moving ahead, so these people, take all the savannah people and take them to Germany. Will they eat or not? Will they cook or not? Will they carry their charcoal to Germany? Ghanaians in America, do they not eat fufu and abenkwai? Ghana people, do they still eat their kenke and fish? How do they grill the fish in Germany? How do they grill the fish in England? Do they carry their charcoal there? When the world is moving, we got to be wise and smart. It hurts me when people like Osafo Maafo say that where you come from, if there are no mineral resources, you should never ever be president of the country. In the north, what you have, your cocoa, your gold, is the shea nut. Now the price of shea butter has risen. The demand for shea butter is very, very high around the world. And thankfully, the best shea butter comes from this country. And it's in the north. How many shea trees have you seen in Accra? How many shea trees have you seen in Korongo? How many shea trees have you seen in Kumasi? If Asante Hini needs to see shea trees, he has to go to the north. If Bono Hene wants to see shea trees, he probably would have to go to the north, even though it's also part of the enclave. If Ochi Hene wants to see shea trees, he either has to ride a horse or a camel to the north. So if you start cutting down your shea trees because of foolishness, that you must have charcoal to make your tools happy, then you are idiots. It hurts me, brethren. Meanwhile, these are the same people who go to Germany and they forget charcoal. They come back and everybody tells them that they are looking fresh. Did you look fresh without the charcoal? Did you look fresh without the charcoal? You have sold charcoal over and over. You've never been rich. I'm yet to see one charcoal seller who is rich from the north. You would fell one whole share. That takes how many years to grow? You use one day to fell it and burn it. Then you bring it out and say, charcoal, buy. And it is so hurtful, my brother, my sister, that one whole share, when they burn it into charcoal, they might not even get up to 20 cedis. Something that took over 20 years to grow. You will fell it, burn it, and sell it for less than 20 Ghana cedis, depending on the size. And that is less than $4. A whole medicinal plant. Why? Why? The other day I was on the way to the north. I think I got to the Gonja area. I don't remember where exactly. When I had a car breakdown. And we were looking for a mechanic to come and deal with the thing. Years back. And there was this woman who was holding a machete. What you call a machete or cutlass. And I saw her walk into the bush. Then after some time I heard, "Coo, coo, coo, coo." I said, "Hey, what is this woman doing?" When I looked around, she was felling a share nut tree. So I walked up into the bush to talk to the woman. "How much are you going to get from this?" At that time, she said 15 cedis. This is about 4 or 5 years back. 15 cedis. And when I looked on the left, she had felled a lot of them and they were burning in a certain mound. That's charcoal. My brother, my sister, let's move away from this uncivilized behavior. What we can get from the share is better than the charcoal. There is gas. We can use gas. The world is changing. Let us also change. Deforestation is killing us. How many tourists refuse to go to the north just because it is too hot? If you had left the trees, they would have at least served as a certain forage. Forage for the people. If you had left the trees, at least they have given a certain canopy. Jesus have mercy. Think about it, brethren. Your tuozafi can be made on gas. You can grill your fish on gas. Think about it, brethren. You eat fufu. When you go to America, you are living in a flat. The mortar and the pestle, warmer, do you pound? Tim. In America, you are able to adjust. And you are even in a hurry to go there and adjust. Yet when you are in Ghana, you can't adjust. Are you crazy? So Minister Samuel Abdullah Jinapo, stop being a tortoise over this issue. You are too slow. There must be a total ban. People should start paying huge fines, sums of money, fines, my brother, my sister, for destroying the northern region. You already live in an area that has no trees, and the whole world is looking up to you to just totally turn the place treeless so that they can get charcoal. You must be crazy. What are the chiefs doing? What are the chiefs doing? Yeah, now by now, my brother, my sister, should pronounce a certain law there. One pronouncement would stop everybody from going out there to fell anything. All the chiefs in the north, one pronouncement. I leave it here, brethren. But that is what it is. We have to be smart, or else the price that we will pay for treelessness, even if we sell Nana Akufo-Addo and his old MPP, you can't even pay a minute portion of it. No way. I leave it here, brethren. We're going to look at the next thing. And this is Vice President Bawumia talking. This one was published on Peace FM Online and the 16th of November 2021. My brother, it reads, when God blesses you with position, use it well. Bawumia urges political leaders. Did you hear that? When God blesses you with position, use it well. Bawumia urges political leaders. May I read? The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has admonished leaders, especially political leaders, to use their positions very well so that they can make a meaningful impact on the people. Addressing thousands of Muslims at the 2021 National Chief Imam's Maulid celebration, that is celebration of the birth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's SAW, that's what it means, in Accra on Saturday. Dr. Bawumia said, leadership position is a special grace from God, and as such, it is important for those who benefit from this grace to work in the interest of the people. What do you think? Correct. This thing that the Vice President, His Excellency Bawumia, has said, is like the whole Quran. It's like the whole Bible. Remember where you are coming from. Remember what has been given to you in trust, so that any action you're going to take, it will be in the benefit of others and not self. Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. My brother, if you have this in your mind, you will never ever go wrong. That you know that you are in the service of God and country. No man has ever followed God and lost. No man has ever served the people and regretted. But our greed, the moment we get power, it is time to satisfy the overbloated egos of those who pushed us there, forgetting that the ultimate push came from above. My brother, how do we even get those positions? Most of the time it's through lies. And if you lie to the people, fanfool the people, lampoon the people, my brother, my sister, into getting a certain position is not a godly position, it's demonic. Some positions in this country are not godly, they are demonic. If you steal elections and get power, that couldn't have been God. It's Satan. You are serving Satan. If you lie to the people night and day, that you will arrest the dollar like a policeman, German Kuti, and the dollar is running faster than Usain Bolt during your era. The demon was the one who gave you the power. If you tell the people that you want to digitize the whole economy, and the price of kenke is still skyrocketing, and kenke is the cheapest food, in my opinion, maybe kenke and gari in Ghana. This is what poor people like us eat. If the price is still rising, then you are in trouble. In economics, there's something called necessities. Their price never rise. Because, my brother, my sister, they are necessities in the sense that people always get to them. You don't need advert to buy them or to sell them. Something like salt. And people need them in a small kind of quantity. No matter how much you increase the price, people still need it. They will buy it. But because they need it in small quantities, if you increase the price, you would lose. Just leave it like that. This is economics. And the man, Bawumia, knows more economics than me. My brother, my sister, hear me now. So if the price of kenke, which is supposed to be a necessity for us in Accra and beyond, and the price starts going up, it means you are killing us. It's like increasing the price of water. Water is a necessity. I must drink water to live. If I cannot afford it, means I must be dehydrated and die. My brother, my sister, it's very simple. Power should be used for the people. You should understand that the power has only been bequeathed to you for a while. You should remember that power is very, very, very short-lived. Power is temporary. Much as it is temporal. Jesus have mercy. Hear me now, brethren. How many of our leaders understand that beyond power there is power? Hey, this is deep for somebody. Beyond power there is power. The power that is given to you for 4 years, when you serve the people from the bottom of your heart, rather than enriching your egos and inflaming the passions of your foolishness, when the power time is over, people will revere you as if you still had power. How many of our leaders leave power and they are still seen as gods? Just a few. Because a lot of them, in fact, only fuel their egos with the power that they get from the people. My brother, my sister, Vice President has spoken. He's spoken a lot of wisdom, in my opinion. In fact, this is supposed to be a utopian piece of advice is given to the people. Utopian. But are the people going to live it? Is he himself living it? All we see them do is to try by hook or crook to hang on to power, using all kinds of lies and tragedies to be relevant. Thank you for the inspiring message. This is beautiful, but as I said, it's utopian. Come to reality. How many people truly live by this? And this is what we should be living by. We need leaders who would see power as temporary. They should also see it as temporal. There's a difference. Temporary, temporal. They are two different things. Two different things. My brother, my sister, when you see it as a fleeting illusion, then it is temporal. Worldly, mundane. But when you see it as temporary, that it will just go, no, it's just go, then you give it the best. It's like a stranger. When you have a stranger visit you and you know that you're going to be in this house for just a short while, you put up your best behavior so that you live with a good name. But you're going to live in a house for 2 days and you start showing your deep, ugly character. I leave it here, brethren. I'm going to tackle the last thing and I'm done. It's a very sad story. And I'm reading this from Ghana Web. And this one was also published today, the 16th of November, 2021. And it says, GIJ student leaves suicide note after losing 200,000 in online trading. Jesus. I read. A final year student of Ghana Institute of Journalism, GIJ, identified as Nancy Asante Bano, has left a suicide note after she lost 200,000 in online forex trading. According to starfm.com.gh, Nancy Asante Bano's roommates revealed that their friend has been involved in forex trading and has become an agent to many people, which included her church members. According to her roommates, they returned from church service Monday night to see a note from their friend narrating her ordeal and the fact that her clients do not appear to believe that the investment has indeed been depleted on the trading platform. In the note cited by starfm.com.gh, Miss Asante Bano said, "I don't know what the night has for me and what awaits me, but the only thing I pray for now is death and nothing else. Please tell God to forgive me and if possible, give me another chance. I can't kill myself at home. That's why I came back and I can't do it here as well. Please forgive me." The matter has been reported to the Adabraka police after she absconded, leaving a note. Sad story. The good thing is that they have not found her dead body. It means she might still be alive. My brother, this is gambling. Some people say, oh, online trading. Some people came here to talk to me. Oh, they have a name they call it. Oh yeah, you check the what? You check the trace, the movement of what graph and blah blah that you invest, then you get money. They say, no, this is gambling for me. I can't do it. They will try and talk to you, push you. Online trading is gambling. Gambling has become the bane of the people night and day in Ghana. Children are at gambling places betting. What's the difference between betting and gambling? What's the difference between this so-called online forex trading and gambling? The devil has a way of giving beautiful name to ugly things. Dirty movie, they say adult movies or blue movies. Gambling, say oh, betting. Online forex trading. How many people have put their heads into a noose because of this foolishness? How many young people have been caught in the web of gambling? How many young people have gone insane? All because of this. Because of betting, gambling. The youth, 14, 15, 16, they know all the players football players in Europe. They know their grandfathers. They know the grandfathers of the players. They know the food that they ate before going to play football. They even know the size of their langa. All because of betting. And I just wished that this knowledge could be put into biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, so that there would be a certain kind of knowledge that is spread. But no. They will tell you there's a Brazilian player called Kaka. Do you know? You hear the name and you are getting a heart attack. Yet you ask him, the Battle of Nsamanko, that happened between the Asantis and the British. Who was the governor at that time? Oh, Masa, Aden. Me, I'm only 14. Oh, how me I go know? But you know the grandfather of Kaka. You know the grandfather of Kaka. You know the great-grandfather of Ayu. Even the Ghanaian players don't matter now. They don't mind them. Recently, I started to see that there's some coach or see a player called Ole or Odi Ole or Ole, whatever they call him. You know the great-grandfather of Ole. You know the food he eats before he comes to coach. Yet your own country's national anthem, you don't know a single word. Are we developing or we are underdeveloping? Gambling has become the order of the day. And if you read further, there's a minister of here, is it Minister for Nshaiso or something, crying that they are going to go after the minors who are betting and gambling. Oh, Jesus, I didn't know I would live to see these terrible times. And once I'm not dead yet, I'm sure it's even going to be worse going forward. Father, have mercy on us. Father, this is a beautiful country. Father, bless this country. Father, we love you. Don't let the youth degrade so low. Father, we love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. And I want to say, God bless Ghana. And as long as God blesses us, God, we shall bless you in turn. Oh my God, have mercy. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushunomo. And I want to say thank you so much for listening. Catch me again tomorrow at the same time when we do it again. Until then, Ghana shall prosper.